Before we start with this grammar, yeah, so adverbs of manner, you have adverbs of manner. I have here two questions, and they are about your abilities. Yeah, let's talk about your abilities. For example, number one is, do you dance? And how do you dance? Yeah, the question is, do you dance? And how do you dance? You can say, yes, I do. I dance well. I participated in a contest. Yeah? Or you have here, for example, do you cook? You can say, or you can say, no, I don't. I dance terribly. I can dance. No? How do you cook? I cook well. I am good at doing it. Or you can say, no, I cook terribly. I only cook rice. Yeah? So when you have here, for example, terribly or well, they are adverb of manners. And when do we use adverb of manners? Is to describe an action, to describe the action. Pay attention here. Adverbs of manner. Adverbs describe the verbs, describe the action. Yeah, describe the actions. For example, adverb of manner describe how something is done, so actions, verbs, and many end in I, Y, or li, no? And often come after the verb. For example, when you have, how do you dance? I dance quietly. How do you cook? I cook terribly. No? So action, dance. Here you have cook. So it's an action, terribly. Okay? So remember, when you have quietly, terribly, well, quickly, so we are describing the action. Yeah, the action. Okay? So pay attention here. Alice ate her hamburger quickly. Alice ate her hamburger quickly. The question is, how did Alice eat her hamburger? You can say quickly. Yeah, action. Ate, you have, no? Quickly. Here. My grandfather drives his car slowly. My grandfather drives his car slowly. The question is, how does my grandfather drive his car? How does my grandfather drive his car? How can you answer? Guys, answer the question. Yes, it is slowly. No, slowly. Here. Pay attention here. When there is an object is a noun or a pronoun. After the verb, the adverb usually comes at the end of the sentence. For example, he opened the door quietly. She answered the question correctly. Yeah, but don't say he opened quietly the door. No, incorrect. Or she answered correctly the question. Incorrect. So when you have an object, a noun, the door, the question, or pronoun, so you have the adverb is at the end of the sentence. Yeah, be careful with that. What else? This is important because students usually confuse. Yeah, so students usually confuse when we have, for example, adjectives and adverbs. Okay, so you have adjectives, not adverbs, come after stative verbs. Stative verbs. What are stative verbs or what are stative verbs? In basic 9 you learn that. stative verbs. Do you remember stative verbs? Yeah, I will tell you. Yeah, you know. Yeah, somebody?
For example, the verb like and love.
Yes, in basic 9, for example, you learn those verbs, no? So, stative verbs are the opposite of action verbs. Action, so you have play, cook, run, listen. So, or you have, for example, run, walk, active verb, but static verbs, no. So static verb are state, no state, so you don't have movement. So be, hear, need, know, seem, like, love, have, so they are static verbs. So when you have adjectives, not adverbs, come after stative verbs. When you have be, hear, need, know, seem, so you have to use adjectives, no adverbs. No correctly, no, for example, quickly, or well, no. So adjectives. For example, you can say, he was different from other children. Be is a stative verb. Differently? No, because you have a stative verb. He was different. Just that. For example, you seem unhappy. Yeah, you seem unhappy. Are you okay? So, yeah, you have seem is a stative verb, unhappy is an adjective. For example, this is incorrect. He was differently from other children. Incorrect, because here you have was is a stative verb, so it's different, not differently. Yeah, with the stative verbs, adjectives. Okay, here let's practice here. For example, stative verbs are followed by an adjective. Action verbs like play, run, cook, dance, action verbs are followed by an adverb of manner. For example, you can say, the train seems slow. Seem is an stative verb. Slow is an adjective. Or maybe you have the same idea, but in another way, you can say, the train goes slowly, because go is an action verb. It was a bad game. Was is a stative verb, but is an adjective. Our team played badly. Played action verb, adverb. I feel nervous. Stative, adjective. I waited nervously. So action, so nervously. She is very quiet. Stative, the verb to be, adjective, quiet. She speaks quietly. Action verb, adverb. He is fast. Yeah, in this case, so for both you have fast, fast, because you don't have fastly. No, you have fast. He is fast, or he runs fast. Yeah, stative verbs, adjective. Action verbs, you need adverbs. Okay, so here. Some common adverbs of manner don't end in ly. For example, you have fast, hard, and well. Yeah, so they are adverbs. Okay, so and they are also as we have also as an adjective. No, you can say, my father drives fast. Yeah, my father drives fast. He studied hard for the exam. He studied hard for the exam. They don't dance well. They don't dance well. For example, you have fastly, no, fast. Hardly, no. So you have hard. Do you have goodly? No, it's well. Yeah. So they don't end in ly, but yeah, they are adverbs, fast, hard, and well. Okay. Spelling, pay attention here. As I told you, adverbs of manner provide information on how someone does something. Jack drives carefully, for example, you have. Here, for example, you have most adjectives, you have to add ly. Careful, carefully. Adjectives that ending in le change to ly. Terrible, terribly. Adjectives that here in when you have the I and you have to change to ly. Happy, happily. Adjectives that end in, for example, ic, so you have to add ali, no? Tragic, tragically. Some are irregular, for example, good, well. And also you have hard and you have fast. Hard, hard, fast, fast. Okay? So, for example, but is the adjective. Adverb, what do you have? But, adverb of manner, so here you have badly. Complete.
Completely.
What do you have? Complete.
Completely.
Completely. No? Normal. Normally.
Surprise.
Surprising. Surprisingly. Slow, slowly. Careful, carefully. Quick, quickly. No? So most of them ending in Y. Then you have another group. So for example, when you have this, so busy, you have busy. Easy, easily. Happy, happy. No? So here you have to change this Y for I. Yeah, and you have to add the okay, so there is one exception that is shy, so it's shyly. Shyly. This is the exception. Here you have when you, for example, the adjective finishes in C, so you have to add ali, no? Dramatically, scientifically, specifically, basically. So we have irregular adjectives, okay? So we have for good, well, fast, fast, hard, hard. Loud, you have two possibilities. You have loud or loudly. Yeah, so you have two. Okay, pay attention here. For example, you can say, Jose reads well. Sarah plays soccer well. Pablo studies carefully. Okay, so you have this. Okay, pay attention here. Let's practice here in your book. 209. Yeah, 209. Let's practice there. You have rewrite each sentence using the adverb for of the word in parentheses. Use a different verb if necessary. In parentheses, in number 1 you have fluent. In number 2 you have quick and slow. Number 3 brave. Number 4 accident. Number 5 mysterious. And number 6 good. Okay, so now I will give you 3 minutes. Yeah. Slow. What adjective are you going to use here, or what adverb? The hair. Fast. What do you have?
The hair runner.
Okay. Yeah, you can use for the runner, no? So, yeah. For example, when you have a slow slow, or quick. The adverb is, what is the adverb? The adverb is quickly, right? So here you can say, in the famous story, the hare runs. How does the hare run? How does the hare run? The hare runs quickly. Quickly, yes. You can say, in the famous story, the hare runs quickly. And the tortoise
Walker slowly.
Ya, please, here you don't have, I will tell you in Spanish, ¿ya? En algunos no tienen el verbo, ustedes tienen que sacar el verbo, porque recuerden, estos adverbios califica a la acción. Entonces, si yo tengo walker, ¿cuál sería el verbo? Walk. Si tengo runner, el verbo sería run, ¿no? The hare runs. For example, quickly. The tortoise walk. Walk is slowly. Yeah, so you have walk. Because walker is the person, no? Okay, so, but here you need a verb, because adverbs of manner describe what? The action. Yeah? Okay. Number 3, you have, here you have, for example, if you have fighter, what is the verb?
Fight.
Fight. Yeah, so a volunteer, please, for number 3.
Hello.
Yeah, what do you have?
In the movie Star Wars, Luke Skywalker fight bravely.
Yes, just be careful, simple present is fights. Fights bravely. Yes, that's correct. So, in number 4, you have Cinderella. Yeah, in number 4 we have the verb, so we don't have problem. A volunteer, somebody for number 4? Somebody?
This is UL teacher.
Yeah, what do you have to do?
Accident. Yeah. When she left the party, Cinderella lost a shoe accidentally.
Accidentally. Yes, that's correct. Cinderella lost a shoe. How? Accident. Yes, that's correct. Okay. Number 5. In number 5 you have the verb. Yeah, so a volunteer. That is number 5 is somebody there in the story. Somebody. Yeah, the question is, the man disappears in a mysterious way. So here, how did the man disappear? How did the man disappear? You can say, the man
In the story, the man disappeared mysteriously.
Yes. How did the man disappear? He disappeared mysteriously. Yes. Yeah. So now, number 6, you have the girl is only 6, but she's a very good singer. Yeah. The question is, how does she sing? How does she sing? She.
Miss Adrian.
Adrian, what do you have?
The girl is only 6, but she sings very well.
Yes. You have very well. Okay. Let's check the answer here. Pay attention. Yeah, pay attention. Here you have the answer, no? In the famous story, the hare runs quickly. The hare, please pay attention to the position, yeah? For example, hare, subject, the hare, subject, verb, runs quickly. So is, yeah, you are describing this, you have the adverb, yeah? So, and the tortoise walks slowly. For example, here, tortoise, subject, walk, verb, slowly, so you have the adverb, yeah? Here, in the movie Star Wars, Luke Skywalker fights bravely. Luke Skywalker, so you have a subject, fights is the verb, bravely, so this is the adverb of manner. Number 4, here, she left the party. Cinderella lost a shoe accidentally. And for example, you have Cinderella, so you have the subject, lost the verb. In this case, we have the object, and when we have the object, so you have then the adverb of manner. Yeah? Here in the story, the man disappeared mysteriously. So here you have the man, subject, verb, and adverb. Do you see? Can you see that the position, the order of the sentence? So you usually have subject, verb, adverb of manner. Subject, verb, adverb. Yeah? For example, here, she sings well. Subject, verb, adverb. Yeah? So here, for example, how does he fight bravely? How did Cinderella lose her shoes accidentally? How does the man disappear mysteriously? How does the girl sing very well? So you have this, yeah? Action, remember. So we have adverb of manners, describe an action. Now let's practice here grammar. Yeah, pay attention here. Yeah, you have circled the adjectives or adverbs to complete the profile. Then take turns of reading the story aloud with a partner. For example, here you have adjective and you have adverbs. Remember, when we have stative verbs, so you have to use the adjective. When you have action verbs, you have to use the adverbs. Yeah, the adverbs. Okay. For example, as a child in the UK, Daniel Tamid was different or differently.
Different.
Yes, because you have was. Was is a stative verb. Yeah, please. 3 minutes, I think it's okay for this activity. Ya, en básico 6 hemos trabajado eso, ya, pero esto es cuestión de práctica y también que quede claro eso. Y prefiero decirlo en español para no seguir cometiendo esos errores en pronunciación. Ya. Los verbos regulares, ya, los verbos regulares en el simple past terminan en ed, ¿no? Ya, regulares, ¿ok? Pero ninguno tiene la pronunciación et, o sea que no puedo decir like it, no puedo decir play it o watch it, porque ninguno tiene la pronunciación et. el spelling sí, como se escribe sí termina en it, pero en pronunciación ninguno. El que un poquito se asemeja y que tal vez nos hace confundir es el it, ¿ya? El it. Un poquito se asemeja al it, pero el resto no. El resto solamente tiene 3 sonidos. It, t. Este sonido es t, t, t. Tengo que practicar, porque si no practico, ¿qué es lo que va a pasar? Se me va a salir el it. T, t. ¿Cómo hago el sonido de la T? ¿No? Y el sonido de la D. ¿Ok? Entonces, ese sonido tiene, por ejemplo, it, wanted, wanted, needed, needed, ¿no? El que más se asemeja es el it, al ed, pero tampoco es wanted, needed, no, es wanted, needed. So you have, yeah? Use with the vowel here, so uses the vowel chords that they produce vibration, no? So you have here, yeah? Here you have. Y esos son con los verbos que terminan en T y en D. Cada vez que yo tengo un verbo que termina en T y en D, ya el sonido va a ser it. Want, wanted. Need, needed. ¿Ya? Here, cuando el verbo termina en estas consonantes que no tienen vibración, por eso dice voiceless, no tienen, si dices p, k, no tienen vibración. Cuando tengo esos, termina en t, t, ¿ya? Helped, looked, watched, laughed, breathed, kissed, ¿ok? Ya, termina en t, t, t. Solamente tienes que hacer el sonido t. Y cuando los verbos, voice, cuando tienen consonante como so estos tienen consonantes, el sonido es call, clean, offered, loved, used, ¿ok? So, tienen solamente sonido. Incluso a los native speakers, ¿ok? A los que son nativos, a veces ni le vas a entender cuando está hablando en el pasado, salvo que el contexto, o yesterday, last week, last month, ¿ok? El contexto sí esté hablando en el pasado, pero si tú te guías por su pronunciación, no le vas a escuchar help it, call it, o clean it, no les vas a escuchar, vas a escuchar helped, ¿no? Yesterday, I helped my mom. O I called you yesterday. I called you yesterday. No, so you have a called you yesterday. ¿Ya? Entonces es solamente un pequeño sonido de t, ¿no? Y como les digo, el que más se asemeja va a ser el it, al it, ¿no? Tal vez por eso que algunas palabras escuchas con it, pareciera que fuera it, pero en realidad es it. Wanted, needed, ¿no? Needed. But needed o wanted, no, ¿ya? Por favor, recuérdense eso. Es un pequeño sonido nada más. Y como les vuelvo a decir, incluso los native speakers, ¿ok? No vas a poder diferenciar mucho si está hablando en el pasado o en el presente, salvo que sea el contexto, si es que, ¿por qué? Porque solamente hace un pequeño sonido, y esos son sonidos, ¿no? Wanted, helped, called, ¿no? O love, you have love, no, you have loved, no, you don't have. ¿Ya? Que quede claro esos chicos, así que no hay palabras con ed, con la pronunciación ed. For example, here, when you have here liked, ¿no? As a boy, he liked to play alone, and he acted. Acá sí acted con ed, acted. And he acted strangely around the school. He struggled, ¿no? Struggled. incluso pareciera que lo estuvieras leyendo en el presente. He struggled to do, pero no estoy diciendo he struggled, no, ¿ya? Entonces que tengan bastante cuidado con eso. Okay, yeah, let's continue. Here you have, he struggled to do what? To do good, to do well.
Well.
Yes. Well. Okay, to many of his classmates, Daniel, what do you have? Seemed unusual or usually?
Unusual.
Unusual because seem, okay, this is a stative verb, okay, and they laughed at him, and this hurt Daniel deep or deeply? What do you have? This hurt Daniel deep or deeply? Me hirió profundo o me hirió profundamente.
Deeply.
Deeply, right, yes. When you say in Spanish, for example, no sé, María me hirió profundo. No, me hirió profundamente, you say. This hurt Daniel deeply. And she became very shy or very shyly. What do you have? Became.
Shy.
Can you say shy? Yeah,
Shy.
she became very shy, ¿no? Él llegó a ser muy tímido. O puedes decir, él llegó a ser muy tímidamente. No. So you have here, he became very shy. Became or become is a stative verb. Okay. As a teenager, Daniel discovered he had an incredible ability. He could solve math problems almost instant or instantly. What do you have? Solve difficult math problems. Solve difficult. Yes, so instantly. Instantly. Yeah. He also discovered another talent and he could learn to speak a language very quick or very quickly.
Quickly.
Yes, because you have to speak, no? So to learn to speak quickly. And today he is fluent or he's fluently in 3 languages.
He is fluent.
Yeah, exactly. Fluent because you have verb to be. Verb to be is stative verb. As a model, Daniel overcame his shyness. He wrote 3 books in which he speaks. You have eloquent or eloquently. Speaks
eloquently.
Yes, eloquently about his life and ideas. Yeah? So, okay. So remember, with the stative verbs, adjectives. With action verbs, adverbs. And for example, here you have the order, okay, the order or the structure is in this way. Here you have subject, verb, here you have the adverb, and sometimes we have the complement, sometimes we don't have. Subject, in this case, yes, in this part you have the object, the door, the question, and then you have the adverb. But here you have subject, verb. Here, for example, yeah, this is with adjectives. Again, subject, she, he, they. Verb, drives, studied, and you have didn't do. Then you have here adverb, fast, hard, well, and sometimes we have the comma. Yeah? So the position is important. Okay? So let's see. Pay attention.
Teacher,
Tell me.
todo adverbio va después del verbo, ¿no? Siempre.
Sí, está
Siempre,
porque
teacher.
sí, siempre va, generalmente va, salvo que tengas un objeto que al final va, ¿no? Ok, va al final, después del verbo, porque si haces la pregunta, ¿y cómo cerró la puerta? He opened the door quietly. Tienes la misma estructura, después del verbo, después del verbo. Ajá, ya, yes.
Okay, teacher.
Yeah, pay attention here. Yeah, pay attention here. For example, here you have verbs and here you have adverbs. Yeah, so you have here, for example, actions, verbs, because we use adverbs with action verbs. Climb, dance, laugh, run, sing, talk. Other verbs, actions, action verb. Speak. Speak, yeah. Another. What did you say? Walk. Yeah, walk.
Right.
Right, yes, right. What is it? Right. Dance, do we have dance? Yes. Run, yes. Walk. What else? Action verb.
Wash.
Climb. Climb is here. Cook, for example, cook. Another action verb.
Wash.
Yeah, yes. Wash. Wash. Okay. And here you have adverbs. So you have happily, nervously, terribly. Okay. So another adverb. For example, for sing, you can say well, terribly, okay, beautifully. You can say Maria sang a song beautifully, incredibly, no? So incredibly, so you can say. Okay, now pay attention. Here you have verbs and here you have adverbs. Yeah? Now let's talk about your abilities. Okay? For example, you can say here. Yeah. In my case, for example, yeah, I cook really well. Yeah. So, and here I have to add extra information. Why do I think that I cook really well?